It's terrible, but
Okay.
you gotta be true to yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was
There's
going
no
for.
good option.
It's not.
It's all awkward as a 40-year-old man choosing an online handle.
That's why I'm
Yeah, it
Par
is.
Track.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Par Track is very you.
Par Track was a
Partrack?
name. Yeah, I got that when I ordered uh, hibachi takeout, and they asked me what my name was, and then on the receipt, that's what they wrote.
Partrack.
And I was like, "It's close. You
Par
tried."
Track.
I was like, "Yeah, it's
Partrack.
Patrick," and they're like, "Yeah, Par Track it is."
Yeah.
I was like, you nailed it. You got it."
Let me see if I can check the stream on the YouTubes.
Let me see if
I know
let me
that
see if my thing's working here.
we do have somebody watching that I know.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
He is he's a 12-year-old.
Oh, okay.
He was
Oh,
like,
God.
"You guys are gonna be live streaming it?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I watch?" I was like, "I guess so."
There we go.
Well, it's live.
Is it weird when your hobbies intersect with your child in a way that might make you feel dorky?
Yeah, no, that's about right.
I was like, I don't know how I'd feel about people I know watching me do
I mean,
this.
I tried to get him to play WoW, and he was like, "Dad, this game sucks." I was like, "Yeah, it's fair. It's
fair.
It's a fair point.
It's fair.
It does
Not
suck."
wrong.
Can I get one of you guys to link it on?
Yeah, I
Discord?
got you. You want me to just link the Riverside Studio so people can join?
No, the YouTube.
Where you want me to link the YouTube? Okay.
Yeah, that way people
Where
can
is-
they can join in if they want to.
I'll link a Twitch and a YouTube.
YouTube.
YouTube. Okay, wait, hang on.
I got a
Where's
lot of
the
good
YouTube
media.
link? What's the YouTube link? Did you share
I'll
it
get
somewhere?
for you there, buddy.
Share it there.
Okay.
Okay, are we talking? Let me see here. Let me just see here. Let me just see something here real fast.
Hearing us.
Monster Memory discussion is very poor players and worse friends. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
And then where'd you link it? It's in Disco. Disco Biscuits. Maybe Disco. What do you think about Disco Biscuits as a handle?
That's probably taken, is what I would guess.
Yeah.
Probably taken. It's yeah.
Okay.
What feels good live right now on TV it won't be good later. You'll be like
Yeah.
Disco Biscuits. You'll be in bed like Disco Biscuits.
Yeah. So it's everything I've tried to do
Yeah.
comes back to that. You know, just nothing
Yeah,
feels
because
good
it's all just absurd.
for all phases of me. You know.
It's all just absurd.
Well, here we are.
Well, I mean, before people get here, we should do our comparison of opening songs.
True.
But I guess
Good
before we
time.
do, like, should I introduce the podcast? Should I? You want to go start it up?
Sure, man.
Let's do it. Let's do that.
All right.
Yeah, maybe I'll bump it. Maybe we'll do this bullshit first, and then I'll
Alright.
bump that we're doing.
Let's
class
play this song.
discussions.
Podcast. This is a podcast. Just let me have this podcast.
All right. Welcome welcome all. It's January 16th, 2026. My name is Jesse. I am joined by my intrepid co-hosts, Moose's Wild, aka Chris, and Partrack,
Yeah.
aka Pat.
Yes.
Crispin.
Crispin, yeah.
Yeah, my
Crispin.
full name. Go with my government name.
Yeah, a lot of identity issues this time.
It's really
around,
cool.
but-
We got Warren G to come out of retirement and do that jingle for
Yeah.
us.
Oh, just wait till you hear the next ones.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of guest stars. So it's a veritable "We Are the World"
Yeah.
coming this night. But just wanted to briefly say we're doing a Monsters and Memories mini series starting tonight. We're gonna get poppin' on some more class discussion. The idea here is we're gonna sort of help people choose their main, in the process of which we will choose our mains. We're gonna go sort of roll by roll. So tonight we're focusing on tanks, yeah. So, but before we do that, I think we wanted to sort of talk. we love our intro music for the Just Let Me Have This so much. We asked Pat to produce a few more, and I produced one, just to see just kind of like chalk and cheese, this kind of thing. But
What?
Pat gave me
What?
chalk and.
You never chalked and cheesed before?
You ever chalk and cheese?
What?
Anything?
Look, man, I've never heard
Is
the
chalk and
saying.
cheese,
I
is
was
that a
just gonna-
sandwich or
I
a
was just
dance
gonna-
move?
I was gonna let him get away with it.
Salt
I was
and
like, I've
pepper.
never heard this.
No.
I've never heard it before, but he said it so confidently that I was like, sure, that's probably a
chalk-
thing.
Well, it is something can be like chalk and cheese, but I don't know if chalk and cheese.
What
would
is?
be
Can
comparison.
you give me? Oh wait, can I guess what it is first, and then you tell me
Yeah.
if I'm wrong or not?
Yeah.
So chalk and cheese, is that like a colloquialism for something being like janky?
I think it's a colloquialism for something being totally different from each other. But
Okay, all right, I was close then, is what you're
I
saying.
Yeah.
thought it was like those you could use both of them to write on a blackboard.
let's I'm gonna check it. Yes, it's
All
fun to-
you cheese writers at home.
just taking a block of cheese and just
Yeah, I mean, one's clearly easier to read, but they'll both work.
yeah. The definition is fundamentally different or incompatible.
Ooh, nice.
The sentence is, "We'll never get on. We're like chalk and cheese." So there you go. Yeah, but we wanted to test out some Monsters and Memories special theme songs, and we've all heard one, which I can play, which is gonna be impossible to beat, in my opinion.
Dude, trust
If you
me,
guys
dude.
are ready for it, I've got these loaded up. You guys want to just like
Yeah, try
go
to
through
just
these?
try to remember which one you like because I numbered them 1 through 7.
Yeah.
But that doesn't include the first one that I think you're going to play.
Yeah. I'm gonna play the
So-
first one that we've all heard before.
so we
This is
got-
the baseline.
Yeah, so we got OG and then 1 through 7.
Hang on, wait, I wasn't listening. What are we doing? I'm trying to type our little like a marketing thing, you know?
Yeah,
Doing
you
the
gotta
marketing
Just
thing?
say like
You're
live
posting
with the
links?
boys.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah.
I was putting brain.
Be like,
power
hey,
to
we're in
it.
here talking Monsters and Memories live if you want to join. That's what
Yeah.
I
Are
would put.
you seriously telling me what to write? I just wrote. I'm
Class hot
I
takes.
can't read.
Bring hot takes. All right, let's dive into this. Let's.
All right. So when we are voting for the song to go forward, we have the original one, and then the rest of the tracks I have numbered 1 through 7.
1 through 7, and I've got one too.
So we're gonna have to try to remember which one was which, and then vote for the one that we think is
Okay.
is the winner.
Chris, let me know when I have your full attention. I know you're.
Oh, is this
marking right
what
now.
we need? Okay. Yeah.
we
go ahead.
definitely need your full attention.
You need my full attention for this? Oh, okay.
You locked in. God, my space.
I worked,
heater is like-
I worked real hard.
You're up.
I did it a little bit
up to
today, and I was
us.
like, wow, this is not easy. This is not an easy thing.
Let's do it then. Let's do it.
This is the baseline.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
What was the prompt?
they're just gonna keep getting better from that.
Wait. Can we play that one more time? I want to marinate in it because it hits so fast. I feel like my hair is blown back, but I don't know what happened. So can we hit
I'm
that
gonna
again?
turn it up too.
Yeah, crank that.
Yeah, get your Bluetooth speakers ready to go.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
What that sounds like both the ending of an anime and a shopping center jingle or like a grocery store jingle at the same time. It's horrific.
I'm telling you, like I was,
Taste
I was,
it.
I was in tears. I was in tears while this was happening. Like, and they keep getting better. Like I got to like Sabrina at some point. She was like, "Please stop! You're driving me insane."
All right. Now that we've got that one, that was for the baseline. That was what I'll say, not competing with, but like what I had in mind when I created mine. And it was like, it was not easy, but this is It's a different take, but just here we go.
Monsters and memories.
I mean, it's great. It is. It's good.
That wasn't bad, right?
Yeah.
It's not as viscerally powerful as that.
Was that yours, Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
You thought that was worse than
No, they're great. They're great.
Wait, can we hear Jesse's one more time? I think we should
Yeah.
hear they're short.
Yeah.
Monsters and memories.
Yeah, it's great.
It's catchy.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
It really gets you. Yeah.
The little
Okay.
doo-wopping's real good.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's very barbershop quartet.
The back of my head already hurts from laughing, but let's keep going. We got a lot more to go. So those are the bass lines,
Uh-huh.
and this is what Pat dropped off on me today. I'm starting from Pat. Is there an order you care about? 1 to 7 or 7 to 1?
I would probably start 1 to 7 because I feel like I kept improving as we went on.
Okay.
I don't
do
know
it.
if that's true, but it felt like that.
Okay.
Get in here. It's Monsters and Memories time.
Are you having it also create the lyrics too?
Sometimes one of them actually went like rogue and like had a full-blown verse which had nothing to do with anything I wrote, like drop in the N-bomb and like I was like, what is going on right now? Oh yeah, it went off, man. It went off.
Yeah.
It was like I was like, I don't even know what to do. It's saved
Oh
somewhere.
my
I'll let you guys hear it
God.
because you can't really make out any of the lyrics except for that. And I
One
was
of our
like, what
viewers-
is going on right now?
One of our viewers says it's giving Full House. So let's do this one again.
Get in here. It's Monsters and
Yeah.
Memories time.
This is 100% someone is like, can you play it? Can you play it again?
Get in here. It's Monsters and
You know, they're doing the whole like, and then my lower third
Yeah.
rolls across.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Oh,
one.
that one is growing on me. They all suck.
Oh
But they're
yeah,
growing on me in different ways.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
Did it start with a judge?
Yep.
That was pretty good. That was punchy. That was punchy. That was derivative, though. That was derivative of a brilliant one.
The hard right turn from starting with the J noise to get ready is peak. Oh man,
Yeah,
music
I think that's
producers
derivative.
are shaking in their boots right now from AI.
Yeah. All right.
Can you play that one more time? I just want to.
Get ready. It's time for Monsters and Memories.
Take it back Sunday.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that's awful.
Yeah.
Too
Oh,
many
yeah, they're great. Yeah.
like it's like
J-
it's caught.
I love that. Like, ask it to double the time it's doing.
Can you give me more
Can you give me more more consonant noises?
All right, so that was 2. Here's 3.
Hey yo, let's go! It's Monsters and Memories time, baby!
Oh no.
I mean, they're fantastic.
Holy, holy
Yeah.
shit!
I'm telling you, like I was crying while I was making these. Like I have to save this one. I have to save this one. I have to. They're so good.
That was
How
like
do you turn
the.
that down?
Oh man, that was like a
very Ja Rule.
a stinger for NCAA football '98 or something. Man. I was like,
Yeah.
holy
Hey
shit!
yo, let's go! It's Monsters and Memories
Like a
time,
spinning
baby!
basketball player.
Oh my god!
It's like an end one ad.
So good. Totally different vibe.
That's good. That's 3. Buckle up. We're going for 4.
It's 4.
It's monsters and memories time, baby. Let's go.
That might be it. Oh, it needed a better ending. That was
Wait,
strong.
what? It seems like they're devolving into less words and more just noises and guttural sounds. Like,
It's monsters and memories time, baby. Let's go.
holy shit!
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. This is painful. I'm hoping our commenters vote. Maybe we should just open up to voting. 5. Ready to go to 5? We got 3 more.
Yeah.
All right.
It's monsters and memories time, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I mean,
That's a good.
they're
That's-
fantastic, right?
That's the strongest one by
That's a
by a
good
country
one.
mile.
Yeah. That's poppy. That's good. You know, it's too good though.
Is
It's
it?
not awkward. It doesn't.
It's
Let's go.
too good.
It's
Pat.
monsters and memories.
See,
This is like this is like the meme. Oh my god,
have that.
one. It's like the meme of Obama giving himself the gold medal. You know, it's too good. It's
But there's
too
like
good.
5 of them.
Yeah.
All right, 6. I think these are the 2 long ones, Pat. Is this, are these the big guys?
Yes, but I mean, we
6
can
and
always
7.
trim them down.
Okay. I'm getting a live side chat here. Maybe a little cultural appropriation.
A little bit. Just a smidge. Wait, is that on the YouTube channel? Okay.
Oh no.
This sounds like a wrestling intro
This
already.
is not going to be okay. But here we go. 37 seconds. Buckle in.
Is this thing on? Come on, yo, it's a 1-2, a 1-2. Just let me have this podcast, proudly presents. Monsters and memories time, baby. Let's go.
I told you.
This is like a lost.
Listen, you can do a fade out here, so.
Nope. You have to listen to all 37 seconds of it. That's the deal.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate
hate
it.
it.
Grows. It almost feels like you should extend the others to 37 seconds,
Yeah,
and
I
they'll
think-
grow on us.
I mean,
think
that's
the,
right off their. That's right off. That's right
the-
off
the,
of.
the next one
Chronic.
might have the same prompt, but it's just slightly different music.
Yeah.
That's right off the Chronic. Okay, last one. Oh,
Maybe.
Is this thing on? Come on, yo. It's a 1-2, a 1-2.
okay.
Just let me have this podcast, proudly presents. Monsters and memories time, baby.
Let's go.
Presents.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Stop! Don't keep forcing the head nod. I'm bored of this.
All right.
I'm bored of this one. That one.
Let's
That
go.
one wasn't it.
Let's go back to the baseline.
Get ready. It's time for
Oh.
Monsters and Memories.
So, if you're on the live stream, if you're watching this, then please let us know some way which one you prefer. We won't do a good job of tallying those votes, but it'll be good to hear from you.
we have no way to tally
that
them, or
was-
we don't know who you are, or
That was
got,
really
like,
incredible,
100
Pat.
votes for 7. That's weird. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. That was incredible, Pat. Thank you for that.
Thanks,
I did try to go to like 90s gangster rap, but it started doing whole verses.
Yeah, I didn't have that much of an issue with it. My issue was the opposite, where like I would get 7 seconds. I was like, I need just give me a little bit more than that. Like I need whatever the song you were about to start playing, like hit that and then let me fade out. And like that was where I was really struggling with it.
Yeah. That's interesting. I was getting like 2-minute songs, and it was like I was like, no, I need a 15-second stinger. Like, just chill.
Just hit me with that goodness. Get
It
right
gave me
into
some
it.
really good lyrics around Monsters and Memories, like monsters and memories living up in cemeteries. Like, it was like really pretty good.
Wow. Look at that.
It had like a good
flow.
flow. Yeah, it had like a good
Yeah.
flow. There's nothing beats the presents.
Yeah.
Presents.
Well, here's
It's a
the
Midwest
issue.
shopping.
Here's the issue. When I typed in the prompt and like the lyrics that I wrote was just let me have this podcast proudly presents, but it doesn't know that it's not presents.
Oh.
every ti-
presents.
So I had to put a PRE and then dash SCNTS because otherwise it would say the podcast proudly presents, and I'm like, nope, that's not.
Proudly portrays.
All right, let's get to business. Hold on.
Let's get to the business, you know. Ooh, that one hurt my ears a little bit. That was like
Oh.
sensual.
I'm sorry.
I posted in the channel.
Yep.
I posted stuff in the channel. I was a good boy. I did my job. Your thumbnail is just horrifically silly. It's just like
Yeah.
hearts and shit.
Yeah, that was
Like
my
it looks like Saved by the
son.
Bell.
That was my son. I didn't know that. So we'll take that as a piece of feedback for next time.
Hey,
I'll just yeah. I mean, it's just you know, it's just like hand drawn. I mean, it's not. Well, now that I know that your son drew it, I feel like an asshole. but-
Well, no, he was like scrolling around on, and I just like on a lark. I was like, oh, this is my header. Like I made that like 7 months ago. So that is what that is.
I dig that.
Why are you the main screen and not the thing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, because I was talking
Well,
probably.
Let me stop presenting. Let me do picture in picture. There we
You
go.
have to-
Let me
you have to
share my
present.
screen. So we're gonna talk about tanks today. Guys, while I'm trying to figure out how to load my screen up, why don't you guys vamp about tanks a little bit?
Big boys, the beef. Slabs of meat up in the front.
well, we got 4 of them to choose from. Huh?
Uh,
I guess.
Yeah.
There's more. I guess if
If
you
you
want to be like
want-
an off
if you
tank,
want
but
to
if you want a
be-
tanky tank.
if you want to be either a greased up, oily Arnold Schwarzenegger type, or you want to be a bit more of a refined edgelord that has really cool armor, or like, what's the opposite of an edgelord? Like for like paladin.
A dull peasant.
No, like or like the light side of edgelord, like a you know centrist lord or something.
Edgelord is the main character
It's
from
away from the edge.
Edgelord is the main character from Walking Dead, like Carl's dad. I forget his name. Rick.
Yeah, yeah. Rick
no,
Grimes.
No, he's the opposite of an edgelord, Rick Grimes, and the edgelord is the guy, his like best friend.
Shane. Yeah.
That's the edgelord. Yeah.
Edgelord. Yeah. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
There's something for everyone in the tank role.
Yeah, let me get on the actual right slide here. Yeah, there is something for everybody in the tank role. So, I mean, just to give sort of like if there's any new MMO players left in the world, the tank is typically the role in the group that absorbs damage, makes sure the bad guys are hitting them, is focused on just making sure they get in the way. They don't do the most damage in the world, but they do take the most damage in the world, and they are successful if everyone else is alive at the end of the fight, even if they have like 1 hit point. That about that cover a tank in general?
Yeah,
Did your
is
job.
to make sure that the bad guys hit you and not any other person. That's
Yeah.
your job.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Pick on somebody your own size. You know?
And you look pretty cool doing it typically.
That's true.
You look pretty
That's
cool.
That's
Like
true.
whether
So-
you're Conan or China from WWE, she's still a thing. I don't know. I'm trying. What's a female Barb type?
Shit.
Sonya from Diablo 3.
Yeah, there you go. That's a
Yeah.
great one.
Sonya
way
from
better
Mortal
than mine.
Kombat.
Yeah. Sonya from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Red Sonja.
Did you say Sonya from Mortal Kombat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lady, the green pants.
you think that she's a tank?
Guys, we are rapidly losing.
Yeah,
viewers.
man.
Okay, good. All right, let's get
all
into it.
Let's get into it. So we have a handful of questions here that's hopefully going to direct the conversation. God damn it, Xena Warrior Princess is obviously the one.
Oh, that's a
that's a good
really
one.
good one.
Yeah,
Damn, that's a
good
really good one.
Shout out to one of our viewers for that. Shout out to chat for that.
God,
So
that's so good.
yeah. So these are the questions we're going to check. And Chris, can you help sort of define these? Just run through the like the questions and. what
Yeah,
do
I
they
think
mean?
the things when considering a class is if you have no idea what you're doing and no idea how to approach it, typically like there's a bit of a psychographic check you could do of like what type of player plays this class, what type of player, who is the person stepping into the pilot's chair for this, and what are they typically, what's going to be their class fantasy and what they want to be like. And then you have the aura check. Like, what are you bringing to the group from a not just actual aura standpoint, paladins looking at you, beastmasters maybe, but also like, what's the vibe? What's your vibe? You know, what are you putting out there as far as armor? What are you putting out there as far as like your flavor? And then what are group expectations? So hey, you're joining a group. What's that group going to think you're going to be bringing into the table? And what pressure are you going to be under to deliver in that? And then what to do in an emergency, which I think you kind of pivoted a little bit from my like what's your holy shit moment or your
Yeah, I needed to edit a little bit. There was a lot of words there.
a lot of words, yeah. But basically it's like it is what to do in an emergency, but also it's the like what is the like when you look back on your highlights of your career playing this class, what are going to be some of the moments that you get and the highs that you experienced along the way.
Oh, I misinterpreted. All right, let me
Yeah,
let me
that's
live
why
edit.
I was like, yeah,
Let me
you know
live
what,
edit.
that's fine. But yeah, it's just like what are your highs going to be? Like what are your
I can't
highlights
live
going to be? That's fine. But like I think a priest in WoW, a modern priest, life grip is like a super cool thing that you bring to the table. I've had like really cool moments where I've life gripped someone out of a devastating AOE or just like really cool iconic holy shit moments. You like turn the tide. Those are kind of like the big things that galvanize me when I'm picking a class. And then, of course, lastly, what's soloing like? What's soloing going to be like? You're in groups, you're alone sometimes. What's that going to be like? Is it going to be possible?
Yeah.
The short answer is yes, but will it be hard? Probably in a lot of cases. And then hype, are we picking this class? And then we'll just eat each other alive.
Sure. Pat, when you think
Yes.
of a paladin, what do you think?
Probably noob friendly. But it's like your normal, typical, like hero archetype. Like you want to, bring light and have people, think you're really, really cool. And the good news is people will probably think you're really, really cool because for whatever reason, paladins always have the sickest armor sets all the time. They always look cooler than everybody else. But I think they can do a little bit of everything. They can, they have like self heals. They can buff themselves, and they can tank really, really, really well. So
True.
I mean, it's like, really, what's not to like other than, like just like look at that, like, oh, who wants to be that guy? He's like your typical hero guy. Like I want to be somebody even cooler than that. But then you look at that guy and you're like, damn, he's pretty cool. He's pretty fucking cool. I wish I was that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there is value in being like the blonde-haired, blue-eyed hero of the game, right?
Yeah.
And that's generally what paladins end up being in these types of games.
I think tank in general, of all the classes, and I'm going to get skewered for this, but I believe it. And this is why I love tanks in a lot of games, but not my flavor in MMOs. They have protagonist energy, the most protagonist energy, I think, of any class or any archetype. That is, like they have main character energy. The book is written, they are the hero, and everyone else is a supporting cast to them. And I can't wait to get skewered for this, but that's
probably
right.
right.
What I feel. And I don't play tanks. I don't play
If
tanks.
If you're the guy with the flaming sword, like the story's about you.
I
Typically,
agree.
yeah, yeah. And
agree.
probably look awesome too.
Paladins in Monsters and Memories are a defensive, and I like also the word support is also sort of hanging in there, but they are a defensive tank. So that means their primary job is to get hit, take damage, but they also have little heals. and in a real pinch, they can stop fighting and just start healing people, pump heals into people. They also have a lifesaver in terms of lay on heals, which is basically a full heal for any other player.
Lay on hands, right? Lay on hands.
Yeah, lay
No,
on hands.
Lay on heels.
Lay on heals.
Leon Heals is the
Leon
name of the
Heals.
paladin who discovered lay on hands.
Yeah. They're really good against undead. So if you're, I mean, we're gonna get to this in some of the things, but if you're gonna solo, it's probably going to be against undead, and they are the only tank that have a res. We actually didn't mention that paladins have a res ability in our other.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
kind
we
of a
said
big deal.
clerics were the only one. I mean, they have a much worse res in terms they don't restore all the experience that's lost, but a res is a res, right?
Res is a res.
And I want to caveat for you two that if a paladin reses you before a cleric then can't come and res you.
Yeah.
You don't.
Oh,
So like, it's not like, oh, I'll take the little one first and then I'll keep my body around for a cleric
So
to do the rest. Just be.
what you're saying is paladins are going to get a lot of declined reses.
I mean, they're gonna do it like in a pinch, right?
Yeah.
If you
If it's
can't
between
get a cleric.
that or, not ever
Yeah.
getting back up.
So player type, who's playing a paladin? Part track.
Like
Main
what's the,
characters.
what is the stereotypical guy who would pick a paladin?
I think like what type of person or what type who would be drawn to this? What type of human would be drawn to this?
Like people who like the main character of everything, like if you watch DBZ and you're like Goku's the best, this is probably the class for you.
Interesting. All right. I would think like a Goku person would be a DPS person because they want to pump. But I can see
Gotta
that.
be the hero. Gotta be the hero.
Yeah.
That's typically what I think. It's definitely like I don't want to say like that's your typical guy who thinks he's the best. Like that just sounds rude. I don't know how to put that. I was like, if you met a paladin player in real life and he told you he was a paladin player, you'd be like, yeah, that checks out.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair.
This feels bad. I play a paladin in WoW and retail
Yeah.
WoW.
Yeah, checks out.
Yeah.
I think the interesting thing about paladins, tanks in general, I think, are going to want to or have to be okay with dictating the pace of play, right? Like in a lot of cases, your group and the speed at which you progress through fights and everything revolves around your tank. It revolves around other things too, obviously mana bars and things like that. But the tank is typically the Captain America type who's going to be in the quarterback position in a lot of ways. Now, I think Monsters and Memories has the puller, which also kind of plays that role a little bit. But for the most part, I think tanks are going to be center of attention for group focus. They're looking at their health bar more than anyone's. And the tank, because of that, has a lot of pressure on them and is okay with that pressure of making sure that everyone else is okay. And keeping them safe, taunted off of when stuff gets hairy. I think tanks are also probably, and hardcore WoW I think supports this, but I don't know Jesse and EverQuest experience. I feel like tanks are probably the first to die and the canary in the coal mine for a lot of stuff when things go sideways.
I mean, probably like if things are going right, they are. It just mean like, but that's also bad because your healer sort of can't keep up, or your CC can't keep up with the demands. So like if your tank is dying, it means you're in over your head. You cannot be in over your head and shit just goes wrong. Like maybe something resists something, or maybe you get a spawn that like sort of happens sideways, and like your cleric or your chanter or something else is just like chunked down before you can do anything about it. But I think if you're in over your head, then your tank is dying because they just like can't keep up with the damage.
Yeah,
they're
makes
taking.
sense.
Yeah, I just always think that pullers, I think, are a very dangerous job in this game. Tanks tend to be pullers in other games. And a lot of times they're the first ones to meet face-to-face with a mechanic nobody knew about. And they get biffed because of it,
Yeah.
like things like, I think it is a dangerous position. It's like Eminem, if you're doing, if things are going well, it's not really it's not too dangerous.
Yeah.
But you are the one taking the hits. You're the one with the health bar that's moving the most, ideally.
Well, I guess I haven't done this in EverQuest, but I mean I know that you have classes that are designed to go pull and bring it back to where the group is like regaining. when you like, if so say that happens typically, does the person who's pulling like just be like, I have over pulled, I'm going to die? Or do they continue running it to the group and go, hopefully we can all kill this? Because it's like at that point it's like I just killed everyone.
Good pullers know when to die.
Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna be my question. So like they're
Also, like
expected
pullers
to
generally
not
have a feign
overpull.
death option, so they can like pretend to die, but
Okay.
sometimes it fails,
Yeah.
right? Like we'll get to that with Shadow Knight, where they have a cast time. Like, but if they get interrupted or stunned before they can cast it, then they'll be like, well, it's better that I just die than I just kill the whole group.
Yeah. Yeah, that was gonna be my question was is that gonna be expected of a puller? Because in that case, then that might be the most dangerous class to play.
That'd be pretty rude. It's like, oh, fuck it. Like, you will have pullers who will be like, who are just like, who know the group sort of better than you can. And like, those are the fun ones when you're like, when you're working. It's,
Yeah.
It's better to have a puller who pushes rather than a puller you're like, come on, dude, hurry up. Like, move, keep moving.
Yeah, that's the whole pace of play thing for sure. Where
Yeah.
I think you want to keep things moving a little bit. I think tank in general, though. I mean, Paladin specifically. I think the type of player that would be drawn to Paladin over other, and I main Paladin in Final Fantasy 14. So this is my headcanon for this. Is someone who also wants to have really cool moments of utility for the group, not just facing enemies, you know? And like Paladins have a lot of cool thematic abilities for facing enemies, which we can talk about, but like you're going to be able to bring utility to your group that help bail them out of jams, maybe more so than other tanks would. Making health bars go up with by throwing out a heal. They have Avenger Shield. They like literally have the Captain America shield thing where they throw it and stun, and it's like a ranged stun, which is really cool for casters or maybe gating or, getting off a full heal or something like that. So I think like they bring a lot of really. I think it's people who also want to be focused on being a hero for the group and not just a protagonist of smiting enemies and bringing folks down.
Yeah, I would agree with that. In EQ, in EverQuest, they were excellent group tanks, group level content tanks. Like it was between them and Shadow Knight because they had snap aggro, which is sort of solved, and we'll get to that in this game. But a warrior in EverQuest, which is basically a fighter in Monsters and Memories, could only taunt, and you had to wait for them to build up aggro. But like with a paladin or an SK, you could just cast a spell like a stun, or with an SK you can cast like a snare, and it's just snap, like they're on you. Raids, they were not the main tank for sure. They would be an off tank at best. Chances are you had another warrior being an off tank, so you were kind of like a sixth finger as a one of these like quote unquote knight classes, because you didn't bring a ton of DPS. Like your heals weren't going to save anybody's life, but like no one, it's not like they had like only 40 slots. It's like you could bring people to the raid as many as you could find, right?
It sounds like it's going to be that way in this game too, right? Everything is open world content. There's no instance content.
I don't know. Like there's like some weird like group. So this is like a no rating game from what the devs have put out. They'll do like two group content, but they don't want to do like big giant open raids.
So they are calling them raid content as of now, and this is obviously everything subject to change, thousands of caveats and asterisks. I think expeditions was the thing that they were talking about that is going to be the most large group content. I didn't hear any confirmation on numbers of people that could participate in expeditions, but it sounds like there's going to be grab the buds, get on a boat, go to island, and there is bosses and or very hard elite type mobs on island that will require many people to do. I don't know what many means, but it sounds like it's going to be many folks. So
Yeah,
I assume 12-ish.
two groups would be so
Two
ideal.
groups.
That's like the ideal like SOD. Remember WoW SOD servers? Like that was it, man. 2 or 3 groups. That was
Yeah,
when that game felt best.
dream.
Yeah,
The dream.
From what I read, it said access to like the end game content, and it was all going to be open world, and there was no instance content. So like that,
I think that's right.
Yeah, so like that to me would mean there's a couple of big bosses, or probably not exactly raids, but maybe outdoor dungeon type things. But like it's like first come, first serve. So if you show up with 700 people, well, 700 people are doing that area.
You might be right. It might. I mean, I don't know. We're getting into places that we just don't know about. And I
Yeah,
think it's
just
still in the design
speculating.
space. So like, better to leave it there. But as far as I understand, they are not designing like, let's say 40 plus person encounters. Maybe they'll limit that by like, you can bring 40 people, but it's only got loot for like 5 people, and you don't need 40 people. You only need like 12 people to actually kill the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
that makes sense.
All right. So not closing this out, but soloing as a paladin, like I was saying, you're going to be doing undead. And in EQ, they had like undead specific nukes. So they'd be able to supplement their DPS really well with that. They had invisibility versus undead, if I recall correctly, which is super, super nice. What you're doing in emergency, like if you're saving the day, it means you're laying on hands somebody, and like that's a
Yeah, but they have two. They have two really cool abilities, and running with paladins has been very fun, I will say. And this is the hype. This is a piece of the hype thing. Paladin specifically, if you are a player who's like, I want to be beef slab who does not die or has very little fear of dying, paladin is for you. They've got the heals. They've got Avenger's Shield, which is like an interrupt. They've got stun. They've got AoE cone, AoE stun. They've got Ancient Guardian, which is like a cooldown right now that just like it brings out a buddy, and he's just a really cool looking like light man, and he just pumps heals too. He just pumps heals. He's free healing you from like 10% up to 100%. I don't know what the percentages are, but it was a lot. It was a lot, and he's out there for like a solid. I don't know what the actual time is, but 30 seconds. He's out for 30 seconds right now. And yeah, so you have all of that on top of your lay on hands cooldown. So it's pretty nice. And against undead, obviously they got like specifically snares and all that stuff. So they have a lot of really cool tools to stay alive in very dire situations.
Play one if you want to look the coolest, but also know that you're super gear dependent, like every melee. Gear super duper matters for you. In EverQuest, it was funny. They were like, before Epic Quests came out, they had like an Epic Quest. Like they were the only class with one, and it was a fiery sword. And it was like, what the fuck?
And you
Like, why
probably
do only these guys get that?
Probably looked super awesome with it too.
It looks so good. I mean, it was a baseline sword model, but it was like flames coming off it. It wasn't crazy, but in a world where like everyone looks like a dork, you're the only guy with a flaming sword there. I remember the leader of my guild was one of these, and he was a paladin, and we were on a PvP server, which was light versus dark. So Talon Zek and all the evil races, all 3 of them. Were on one side, and all like 8 good races were on the other. But he got his epic before epics were cool. It was called the Fiery Avenger, and it required you to kill one of the dragons, Lady Vox, if I recall correctly, and he got it on like this little known like cross, like the 2 sides like teamed up to kill Lady Vox. It was like this big like dramatic like scandal, like, oh, he played with people who played dark elves to get that sword, and now he leads a guild of only light races. He's a hypocrite. And like the forums were like posted with pictures of him with the Fiery Avenger, like with other dark elves and stuff like that. It was like this big scandal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, good times.
Humans humaning.
Yeah, he was a bit of a knob in other ways, but he was cool because he had the sword.
What a British takedown.
Yeah.
Chalk and
It was
cheese.
a real-
Chalk
real
and cheese
bell
and
end.
knob, yeah.
It's got me thinking. So let's go to the hype section, but let me give you a quick transition. Okay, so are any of us picking this class? Chris, you go first.
If I were to tank, Paladin would be my tank.
Wow.
Paladin would be my tank. If I were to tank.
I want something cooler.
Fucking offended
Yeah.
on behalf of the Paladin community. I just like tanking. Maybe this is another player type. I feel like tanking specifically comes with the biggest request for game knowledge outside of the game and understanding encounters and understanding how they kind of go.
I think you have a grace period though, with that. Like, it's a new
Yeah.
game, right? New game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Well, yeah, we'd all be learning together. I mean, when I say like I want something cooler, what I mean is more unique, because I get the feeling that Paladin will be very well represented when the game comes out, and I would rather have something else to offer than like everybody else. That's, you know, you look over your shoulder and there's two Paladins, and you look over the other shoulder and there's two more Paladins.
Yeah, that's how I feel playing a paladin in WoW.
I will say right now, latest I've experienced in M&M, folks are there's like I would say paladins are pretty decently represented. Not the most represented on this list though, which we'll get into.
All right, let's transition.
Wait, Jesse, are you picking paladin?
No, fuck no.
Now you can transition.
No, I mean, no, I wouldn't play a paladin. It's super. I playing a melee is just very challenging. Just as a 40-year-old man, it's just very challenging. Like
Is
I was
anything
saying, like,
challenging in this game? You play retail WoW.
I don't mean challenging from like a difficulty perspective, but like melees are super gear dependent, and your ability to solo is contingent upon the drop you may or may not have gotten from this random dungeon that like changes your life. Like, there are haste items in this game. Like, there's a haste item in EverQuest where, you know, the FBSS, the Flowing Black Silken Sash, was 21% haste. That gives you, like, imagine a class, or imagine a buff in WoW that gave you 21% more damage. Bang, flat. You didn't do anything, but you got 20% more damage. Right? Like,
Damn.
melee's killed for that. And there's no equivalent for that for a caster. So, like... that sucks if you don't have it.
So that's why you're not playing paladin.
So like the highs of melees and paladins obviously fit in this group is so good because you're like, I have the thing, I have it.
So
But
when you
don't have it,
say
you feel bad.
you're saying gear dependent, but I think you mean like gear competition, right? So like, so that one thing might drop, but 800 people want it, so they'll likely.
No. I mean, like most of the gear you're gonna get is gonna be in a single group. So like you'll be in competition with another 2 people in it because maybe it like makes sense for them as well. But it's generally need before greed.
Yeah.
And you certainly want to establish that before. We should do a video on that.
Yeah,
But you'll want to establish a need before greed. But if you don't have that haste item, you're gonna have 20% more difficulty, like establishing aggro in every group you're in.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's so when I say gear dependent, I mean like 2 level 60 paladins could be standing next to each other. One who is like raid geared in EverQuest versus one who is not is like 100% difference.
Yeah.
Versus in classic WoW, that's probably like a 50% difference.
No, it's way more than that.
Okay.
Well, all right, then it's 1,000% difference.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
whatever
way-
you
it's
want,
way
and
more
we'll
than
just move the goalpost.
You know, I mean, I think it's probably just as comparable.
You know, you may be right, but not in retail WoW. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
no, not in retail.
Not
but
retail, no.
for sure in classic WoW, they were unbelievably gear dependent. It was the same thing. Like you
Yeah.
could run like BRD like 7,000 times trying to get like either Iron Foe or I can't even think of the name of the trinket now, the one that gives you the extra attack on a chance on hit. And like if you have that, you're 100 times better than anyone else that's near you.
Yeah.
And the aggro is the name of the game, so you need to do more damage to get more aggro. So if you don't have that, someone else is going to pull aggro off of you. So it's very similar.
So that's Paladin.
Now you can transition.
Love to see him.
Never
We
upset
are
to
look-
see a paladin, by the way. Thrilled to
no,
see
I'm
a
all-
paladin.
I'm all
That's a
True.
very
zoomed
good
in.
point.
I'm all zoomed in.
Going microscopic here.
Sorry. Okay, how's that?
Almost.
Great.
good.
Everything you do is great, buddy.
We got
You're
class,
your harshest critic.
Class.
and then we'll guess.
Class. It's class. Oh, we should have guessed, dude. Just run it back.
Metal Man.
Edgelord. This is the Edgelord.
That's
This is the
Edgelord for sure.
antithesis of the Paladin.
This is So walk
This
us
is
through
the
what a
Sephiroth
This
Paladin.
is
Walk us through what a
like,
Shadow
I
Knight is,
thought
Chris.
Loki was cooler than Thor.
You want me to walk us through what a Shadow Knight is? You walk us through what a Shadow Knight is. I feel
Yeah,
like
why don't
you're
you
the most
do
likely
it?
to play it. I'm a Paladin guy. Like I look, hot take. Fuck Shadow Knights. Hot take. Hottest take. And here's why. Everybody loves them, and I hate them for that reason.
What we didn't say in Paladin was that they are a hybrid class between fighter and cleric, and they basically, yeah, that's the end of that sentence. So where Paladins are fighter cleric, Shadow Knights are fighter necromancers. Fighter shadow necromancers.
Fighter Shadow men.
Yeah. So that
Fighter Shadow
means
Man.
but they obviously are like, they're like 70% fighter, 30% necro, or maybe even 80-20, frankly, because they're a plate class, one-hander shield or two-hander. They're casting spells just like a necromancer would have at a much earlier level. They have skeleton pets. Again, they're much lower damage or utility than a necromancer would have. They have life taps. They have roots. Most importantly, they have feigned death, which turns them into a super viable puller, probably the best puller, because A, they can cast a spell with a snare. They can feign death if it all goes wrong. And they have a ton of AC and HP, so they can take hits to like absorb the going wrongedness. They're just super strong in terms of just their kit. They're good solars in terms of like they can cast spells to make their HP go up, and that makes the mob's damage go down at the same time. So like that's a double bang for your buck there. They cast dots, which damage over time spells, which can be good, but can also get in the way of any CC you might have, because if a mob has a dot on it, it will break CC. So chanters don't love them too much because there's increased likelihood of that. They have some cool auras in the game. They grant their party mates the ability to like drain damage, basically a life tap on hits. It's pretty
proc,
minor. Yeah, but it adds up. Oh, and,
And I think they have another one.
They have a grip, just like Death Knight and WoW. They can pull things in. I've never seen that in like an EverQuest style game. That's pretty neato, in my opinion. Yeah, how are we feeling about Shadow Knights, guys? Pat, what's your first feels on Shadows?
They seem fucking awesome. That's my first take. But I also, I mean, from what I understand, at least at this point, they're super represented, and everyone is aware that how good they are.
I mean, let's touch on that very briefly to interrupt you, because their damage numbers are really, really strong right now. So
Yeah.
I think like a tuning pass, when we go into early access, that won't be the case. They were not like that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, and everything we're talking about here is it's pure speculation where the state of the game is versus where it's going to drop are going to be two very different things. But I guess they're super edgelordy, so it's like the same reason that like people would want to play paladins. It's like you get the other guy that's going to want to play this, and so that's still, I feel like there's going to be such representation for this because they're classes that they can do a little bit of everything. Like they can solo very well. They can keep themselves alive. They can get themselves out of really bad situations. And I guess that for me, I don't find super appealing, especially when I know that, like I said before, like you look over your shoulder and there's two paladins, and you look over your right shoulder, there's two Shadow Knights. I like the idea of bringing something to the table that not everyone else does. So one of the next classes on here is going to be the one that I'm probably going to dive into more. But to stick with Shadow Knight, they sound awesome. They definitely sound awesome, and it sounds like something you want to have two of anyway. So bring them on.
Yeah, I think Shadow Knights are really, really cool. They're really cool. Okay, they're the coolest kids at the party for sure. They're the ones smoking cigarettes in the corner. And they're just really, really awesome at everything. And people are coming up to talk to them. They're not talking to anybody, They're not talking to people. People are just looking for them. They're like, where's that? Oh, where's that Shadow Knight? Oh, okay, nice. I think one of the cool interactions, and Jesse, you will smite me down if I'm wrong, and EverQuest had this, but I think it's really cool that they have a pet summon, obviously, which is like fucking tank with a pet summon. Here we go. Here's everything. They can also sacrifice that pet for a shield,
That's
which
cool.
is pretty dope. It's pretty fun little extra interaction there.
I will say that SKs could have pets in EverQuest, but you never use them because they were just like little piddly damage, and it was more trouble than it was worth. I wonder if they're going to replicate that here. But go ahead.
Yeah, I just thought that was really cool with them being able to, like, not only do they have pets, they have fun interactions with their pets too that are very tank themed, where like a Necro can't do that. So they have a Necro ability, but it gives their class extra flavor because they're able to sacrifice their pet to use a shield, which a tank would love to do. They also, I believe, and caveat, not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure, they get Unholy Bulwark, which is the Necro spell that makes you invulnerable for 15 seconds. So you, Shadow Knights, get the Paladin bubble from WoW, not Paladins.
Which means everything stops attacking you.
Yeah, typically. I don't think that's true in
I don't know.
in
I would love to
Monsters
know.
Memories. Because
Yeah.
I used Unholy Bulwark on my Necro, and I believe I still got attack through it. Didn't drop aggro.
Okay. All right.
And Shadow Knights cannot gate, which is, I think, an important thing for tanks to know.
Yeah,
You're not
that
going
goes
to
to
be
all
gate.
tanks. Yeah. None of them can gate.
Necro can gate through that, but you can't. But yeah, no, Shadow Knights just kind of feels like they get it all, or a lot, and unlike Paladin, unlike classes we'll go into, they can use the entirety, all the robustness their kit offers on every enemy they encounter with reckless abandon. Paladins, some of their kit is undead focused. Not all of it, but some of it. So they just they have the broadest use case, and their kit is very robust and plays nicely with itself.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I had
Like a
something to
little
say,
bit
but
of
I forget what it was. I think I think trolls and ogres will be able to be Shadow Knights in this game as well, which is like pretty big. At least an EQ. Only humans, dwarves, and like erudites and stuff like that could initially be paladins. Erudites? Could they be paladins? Maybe not. Maybe not. High elves. Sorry. And Shadow Knights were the evil version of it, so all the evil races could play it, and evil races were like objectively better. I think there's less race disparity in this game than there was in EverQuest, which is good, but something to keep in mind. Also, their faction was a pain in the ass, in that if you walked through like a quote unquote good town, like some guards would just attack you. Same with Necro.
Yeah.
So I imagine somewhere like Night Harbor, which is fine because it's kind of like a neutral area, and they definitely have like bads. But like I doubt as a Shadow Knight you'll be able to walk into like Phalindrall, which is like the Wood Elf town, without issue. You may get punked by like the Druid guild leader or like the Ranger guild leader because you're just like the antithesis to them. Which
Honestly, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, it sucks, but it's pretty cool. Gives it a little flavor, you know?
yeah, they would have cool like in Freeport in the EverQuest town they had, and also Kinos or Quanos, they had like tunnels that you could sort of go like under the city that all the Shadow Knights and Necros had to use to like move around the city.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's pretty
How
neat.
alluring.
Yeah, it's hard to deny the Shadow Knight as a cool class. I got one to like level 20 in EverQuest back then. And I always sort of wanted to be one, but yeah, they're same like Paladin. They're great off tanks for raids. Never a main tank in a raid. That may be different with Monsters and Memories, and it would be like wonderful if it was.
I think that is the case in Monsters and Memories,
It
and I know that.
It leaves me wondering like what a fighter does, and we can sort of get to that. But like,
Yeah, I mean, I told you about our fabulous GM in our amazing guild, Flavor Town. Reached out, was like very supportive of the video. It was great. Politely offered a comment and or asterisk to one of our thoughts on fighter. But it sounds like Shadow Knight is really the bay for endgame right now, just because of all that they bring to the table, and fighters feel like they fall off currently.
yeah, I just have to assume That's like the beta or the alpha, alpha open testing. We can't talk about closed testing, but
Right.
that's definitely numbers from 6 months before early access comes out. Right. So
Yeah,
I would like
plenty
that
of
can't be
time.
right. Like if you and I were developing this team, if we three were developing the game, we would not want Shadow Knight like leading the damage charts.
Right.
Versus
think-
like a class with 1/10 the utility.
Yeah, I mean, you want you want the DPS classes to do the DPS. That's the point.
Yeah,
I mean, how
yeah.
how bummed would you be to play like a pure DPS class and then watch yourself get like destroyed by a tank?
Well,
Like,
I
you'd be
mean-
so mad about it.
Well, we'll get to that because fighters right now.
Oh,
Mid,
So let's
up to
finish up.
mid-game.
let's finish up SK. So what they do in an emergency? I don't know. What would their highest high be?
I mean, well, you said they could root crap and then feign death. Like that's insane.
Yeah, but everyone else can do that. Oh, so like pulling, it would be like
I think if this interaction works, your amazing moment on a Shadow Knight would look something like pull goes extraordinarily sideways.
I thought you were like a little something like this, and you'd pull out like a banjo.
Let me regale you with a tale. Puller says run in chat. And you say, how bad? And he's like, he or she is like, 2 groups. We can't take this. You as a Shadow Knight say, let me take that. I will get aggro. You have Unholy Bulwark, which makes you invincible for 15 seconds.
Okay, all right.
You're taunting like crazy. You're pulling things in the other direction. You're throwing dots out to like get aggro. And you're getting your team out. I don't know if you make it, but your team's going to love you for it. Your group is going to be like, fuck yeah, that guy's awesome.
That's not role playing though. Shadow Knight be like, I'm out.
Right. Player type.
Yeah.
Player type on Shadow Knight is like, I'm leading the way right now.
Yeah, Bard,
As
you
if
hold
I
it down.
played Shadow Knight.
Yeah. Obviously the hype is super high on this. Soloing, if you're gonna play a tank, this is the best tank you can probably play, even if they do tone the numbers. Just you can't argue against the kit, and just like having a pet, basically to like die for you and run while if a pull goes wrong, is obviously super duper useful. So if frankly, if I was gonna play a tank, because I have to solo so much, then SK probably is the highest on that. But let's transition to the are we picking this class portion of the thingamabobber. Chris,
You picking this class? No. You picking this class?
am I
went
picking
first
this
last
class?
time. Yeah, you picking this class?
Well, because we have some of a static group, and Partrak is saying he wants to be the tank, then no, I'm not. But if I
I'm gonna be
was
the
going to be the
healer.
Tank,
Pat's changing.
I'm gonna be
What?
the healer now.
He wants to heal now.
no, you're not being real. You being real?
Listen, man. Everyone's got to do what's in their heart.
Breakfast.
And
That's-
you gotta stay true to yourself. So why don't you just play a wizard?
This is an attack on me. That's all it is.
Be who you are. Be who you are.
Am I Shadow
no.
Knight? Do I register as a Shadow Knight to you guys?
No. No, Shadow Knight's I don't mean
Yeah.
this. It's gonna sound bad. Like Shadow Knight's too cool. And like you're cool. You're cool, but you're not like asshole cool, you know?
No, if there was a tank that Jesse would play, it would 100% be Shadow Knight. I don't think he would play anything else. And it's not a bad choice. It's a really ballin' tank. And if it weren't for 500 other people also playing Shadow Knight, I would highly consider it because it sounds awesome.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's just gonna be well, I mean, you can all take solace in the fact that none of you are thinking of playing Druid or Shaman. Because I
I
think
am
those are gonna
considering
be
playing Druid.
everything else is gonna fall.
I'm gonna. But we're gonna save that for another time.
Well,
But
yeah,
I'm-
I'm saying like Druid Shaman are always gonna dominate, I think. And
It's just
then-
crazy to me. Those are like, because as someone with the WoW background, those are like,
I know,
like
just
two
the worst
classes that you
classes.
want that no one wants to play.
Even in EverQuest, it's like make sure you got one of them.
Yeah. Everyone
more.
wants them, but nobody wants to play them. So it's very
We don't
weird
need
to
any more of
have
them guys.
Look at us hijacking the Shadow Knights moment.
Are we picking this class? I'm not. I'm actually. I'm not picking this class. If I was gonna tank, if you guys were like Jesse, you have the tank, and we have a static. We're playing every Friday night from X to Y. Then I'm not picking this class.
Okay. Good to know.
Pat, what do you say? No.
I would. I guess it depends. I would very highly consider playing this. It sounds really fun. I'm sure that some of the the class sets. I mean, I'm assuming if they ever put them into the game, that they would look really, really thematically badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just the fact that 1,000 other people want to play it, that makes it less appealing to me. Like I want to be somebody that when they're like, oh, we need this kind of class, there's like 7 of us, and I'm like, I got you. Like that's
Got you, baby.
that's what I want.
Yo, call up Pat. Call
Yeah.
up
Call
Partrack.
Pat. Call
Yeah,
Partrack. Get him in
Patty
here.
Partrack coming to get you.
Look at. Get him in here. Has he got dip? You don't
Yeah.
dip, right? What do you got? Has he got Monster Energy drinks? Put out a welcome package.
Yeah. All right, let's transition this beastie. Next, is the fighter. How is the? It's not great. Well, you guys talk about fighters while I fix.
I have.
those.
You're really struggling with the zoom on this.
It's tough, man. It changes.
It's nice though. It's like you're. I love that. I love.
You
that
can't just
in-
like scroll wheel on that. That's
I
that's
can a
going
little bit,
crazy.
like it goes big.
I hope we keep
This is the next.
I hope we keep this corpo energy for where we're using slideshows to talk through video games. Like I just like it's just
Well,
us. It's just very.
I'm a corporate
the-
beast at my heart.
we
okay?
are. Yeah. And I'm embracing it.
The icons on the side, isn't that how you get it to take up the whole picture frame?
If I do that, I kind of lose the ability to manage the chat and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah. It's windowed mode versus full screen.
Yo, let's go!
They all start so strong.
Yeah, they're good, man.
They're so hot out of the gate. Oh my god.
Fighter.
I did mess around with in some of the open weekends. I found it to be very, very fun, very straightforward, very easy to learn. I felt like I had a lot of survivability. I did a lot of damage, and I could withstand a lot of damage. And that was originally going to be my choice to move forward until someone explained to me what the last tank class was, and I was like, that sounds cool. And that's where my heart currently is. But as
Okay.
far as like player type or check something for a fighter, I mean, it sounds to me, at least from the feedback we've gotten from people that have played this, is you're gonna have the option to either tank or do damage, which is very similar to how it is in WoW and Classic WoW especially, where they are your de facto tank and they're also like your top DPS, which is Crazy Town, highly gear dependent, but they could pump, and it sounds like that's going to be a very similar experience here.
I think that's right, dude.
So
It's awesome. I can't blame anybody who wants to do that. You have the option. The role is there if you want it, and then you can also just pump on the side if you don't feel like tanking that day.
yeah, I think the fighter type of human is gonna be someone who wants a chance to top the damage charts and be a tank. And I think like that's a but I will be corrected, and I would be remiss before I get yelled at by people who are playing fighter late game to not note that right now it sounds like that fantasy is very legit up until a certain point, and then it kind of peters out. But I rolled with a fighter recently, and very gear dependent. I think the flow of the game is such that a lot of folks get to a very high level on a class that isn't fighter and then gear them the fuck out with hand-me-downs. And that is kind of a way that they're a great second character. But a geared fighter was like pulling 5 mobs, no problem. And we were not scared. And they were pumping, like chunking hard. The output was pretty nutty and low level, 20-ish. But yeah, it was like nutty McGutty out there. So it feels like they're like maybe in this weird like Fury Arms Warrior in between Fury Arms Warrior Prot for like WoW heads out there, where they're like kind of damage, kind of tank, and like therefore I think later feels like right now their identity isn't fleshed out as either. But like early game, it feels like they're eaten because of that.
Yeah, so let me just like lay the baseline here. So they're a martial tank. They're entirely dependent on what they're holding and what they're wearing. There's stances in this game. So in EverQuest they had like 2 buttons. I'm sorry, like 3. They had taunt, they had kick, and if they were lucky, they had bash. That was it, right? And everything else was just like auto attack, and you'd sort of go to town. Love that Monsters and Memories is building on that by giving them different stances, by giving them like AoE taunts. That's just sort of pull the group in. One of the differences between Fighter and the other 3 that we're talking about tonight is that they can dual wield, which I think turns them into sort of a quasi DPS, right?
Yeah.
So if you are not the main tank and you bring a fighter to the party, I don't think anyone's gonna be mad, right? They'll probably be like, I wish this motherfucker could toss me a so or a sow, but he can't. But all he can do is fucking pump. Go ahead, Pat.
No, that's exactly. I think you're exactly right, and it's like you can never have too many of them at that point. It's like oops, all warriors, and you're fine. Like you'll have one guy tank, and the rest of them will just murder it.
Yeah. So in EverQuest, main tank, warrior, second tank, warrior, like they were the raid tanks. They were not awesome group tanks because, like I was saying before, the other knights, SK and Paladin, had those hard like aggro management tools, being mana. Warriors didn't, and they really couldn't pull too well. They had to like face pull, or maybe they had a bow. But if it went wrong, they either had to die, and that was sort of that. Go ahead, Chris.
Did you get my hand raised? Did that work?
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Fighters didn't get taunt?
They got taunt. Yeah.
Oh, they did.
got-
Okay.
Not an AOE taunt. This has an AOE taunt,
Oh, interesting.
which is like huge.
That's
Huge.
big.
Yeah,
That's
it's big. That's big. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the distracting taunt, right? Is the their big one.
I mean, full
yeah.
disclosure, I played a 60 warrior when 60 was the cap. Besides my kids,
Not
being
Monsters and
born-
Memories in EverQuest.
I'm sorry, yes, in EverQuest. Besides my kids being born, getting the warrior epic was the best moment of my life. Like, it was like a top 5 memory. You can check our other podcast for the other memory. I cannot express to you the level of satisfaction I got from getting that warrior epic on that character, and I cannot express the extreme regret I still have selling that account for $600 to pay for prom, a fucking limo to prom, and my date's dress.
Is there a more
Co-
is
Yeah.
there more devastating coming of age tale that like for our friend
Yes,
group or something like
that's rough.
that? That's like
I mean, she couldn't like afford a nice dress, so like karma points. But I wish I had. I wish I like made the morally incorrect choice and still had that account. Then
wow.
I bought her a dress.
That's a real paladin move of you, by the way. A wizard wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
True.
$600. And I was talking to some old guildies from the EverQuest days, and like, oh yeah, I sold my account for like $1,200. I
$1,200.
got fucking shortchanged. Yeah,
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
yeah.
And fighter is by Fard, and we might jump ahead to soloing here, but they're the hardest class
Hardest
in the
to
game,
level, dude. Hardest to
and
level.
they're very gear dependent because they are all physical offense, right? Basically, like it's that dual wield and or bust. Very defensive oriented in their kit, from the looks of things. They do have Final Stand, which is pretty dope. Which is basically like an instant max health increase type thing.
Sounds like what to do in an emergency. We're covering that.
Exactly. But yeah, they're like you have the hardest road to get to the top on a fighter.
Yeah, for sure. Like I love that this game is giving them some more stuff, but I'm glad they're not giving them Like in EverQuest, when I got the Incarnadine breastplate, it was a self-cast invisibility spell, and I felt like my warrior like grew wings because like you would run across a zone and you can't still yourself, so you'd run
Yeah.
across a zone, and if like as level 60, if like a level 50 mob would like get on me, it's like okay, like it's hitting me and stuff like that. Hopefully, I'll like jump and do my best to get away from it. But if like 2 or 3 like caught up with me, they just like beat me to death, like slow. I wouldn't be able to run.
Yeah.
And like level 55 mobs and above, they could like summon you. So like it was just like you feel like a god when you have a group around you because you're like the pinnacle, you're like the tip of the spear. But when you're alone, you're just like, and hopefully no one notices me. Like you have no tools to get out of trouble. Which is not the case with the Paladin because you can just root it and run away. Which is not the case with the Shadow Knight because you can just go and viz and run away. But yeah, okay. What to do in emergency? So that shout you're talking about, soloing like bad.
Shout and Final Stand, like they have some cool stuff. And the shout I think would be really really cool. I think if you combo shout, distracting taunt or whatever with Final Stand, that could be a fun hero moment for you to bring things towards you. Shadow Knights don't get to do that. So in my little Shadow Knight thing, my let me spin you a yarn. I don't think Shadow Knight could actually guaranteed they could get all of the aggro from those 2 groups that puller pulled. But a fighter sounds like it could.
Yeah, Rob. Yeah.
There you go.
Pat, where are you at on
Yeah.
picking this class?
I mean, I guess if my class choice ends up just being real bad for really long, this is probably where I will fall back on.
Wow.
That would be my guess.
Okay.
It
So
did
this is
it seemed
backup.
fun. I like having the option of being a tank or a DPS. It seems like you're always going to be necessary. It doesn't seem like leveling and soloing is going to be very fun, but it doesn't seem like you'll have a hard time getting a group. You're going to be welcome wherever you go. And yeah, I like the ability to have multiple roles.
I think that's right. Like this is a good class if you have long periods of time to be able to play. Like
Yeah.
if you can reliably play for like more than 2 hours on occasions, like 2 or 3 hours, like bang, play a fighter, man. Like you'll find groups, and that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
If you can play in like 30-minute bursts, it's not a good idea.
Would you play a fighter and possibly redeem your character arc, Jesse?
I would love to play a fighter. Like that would be real full circle for me. If I played a tank, this is what I would choose. I
It would
think.
heal your wounds.
Yeah, it'd heal my wounds. I'd find Marie.
Track her down. Get that dress back.
I'd get that fucking dress back.
Do you think your account's still out there somewhere? Brom?
It
Probably.
is.
Brom's still out there?
It's out there, man. It's out there
Damn,
somewhere.
dude.
It exists on a server somewhere. Okay. Any final thoughts on the old Fatur?
I'm not picking a tank, and if I had to pick a tank, I would never, ever in a million years pick fighter. But for the exact opposite reason of Shadow Knights, I think very few will play them, and everyone will have earned their way to 60, unlike anyone else, in a brutal, brutal landscape. And that for me is just not my headcanon for my story. This just in, we got a ad for Mounds. I'm a joy without the almonds.
Monsters and memories.
Yeah.
Cool. That was fighter. Let's go to the last. Well, I say last. There's some ranger players out there who are like, we're Deca tanks too, and we'll get to that.
I love those being our transitions. By the way. So everyone catches me off guard. There's so many in the chamber.
There's so many. Let me zoom out a little bit. 25%? No, it's not going to do it. Sorry.
You got this, I believe.
Pat, introduce what an Inquisitor is.
So the Inquisitor is supposed to be like a specialized tank that is supposed to be able to not only have like regular combat prowess but also use magic, and they're supposed to be like the anti-mage tank. So for the most part, most tanks can handle just getting hit from melee stuff. You're wearing plate, the hits don't bother you, and it's always like they're not really that scary. It's the casters that scare the crap out of you because they can just sit there and nuke, and if you can't stop them, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. And the Inquisitor seems to be specifically built to handle those really, really dangerous pulls and packs of mobs. And that to me sounded awesome, which is why this is most likely the class I will be sticking with. I'm definitely starting with it. It's my understanding that as of the moment, they're not really up to par with Shadow Knight or Fighter for that matter. So they're kind of the bottom feed of the totem pole, but the game comes out in quite a bit. I'm sure there's a lot of tuning to be done still, but what drove me to it was that not only are they specialized for certain packs, but it sounds like they have there are different spells where you can have CC, like you can if you're pulling a
you
pack
can
of
mez.
two,
You straight up get mez.
yeah, like
Yeah.
you can completely knock somebody out of the you can put somebody to sleep. This one says that there's a spell that makes them more vulnerable to attack, so like you have ways to lower their defenses, making them easier to kill. And it says like you could permanently damage their psyche, and I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm gonna guess it could be something like rip away at their mana pool and now they can't cast spells anymore.
Yeah, you can totally drain
That's
mana.
exactly.
Yeah, so
That's
it sounds awesome to me. That sounds very specialized and it sounds very necessary. Whereas like you read that and you go like, oh, I'll just fight something and brute force my way through it. But there's definitely going to be some fights where like you see a fireball and you're like, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do about this.
What kind
And
of
then you
player
have-
chooses an Inquisitor? Is it someone looking to be interesting?
I don't know, maybe.
I think
that's definitely an angle that I'm going for. I want something that seems interesting. It seems like very highly specialized. It doesn't seem like something that everyone is going to want to play, but everyone wants to have, which is usually the classes that I lean towards. And
Yes.
I can also fill a tank role, which sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
It's a snowflake tank, right? Like it's someone who wants to be unique and cool, and
Yeah.
I don't. So I'm here today on behalf of the Inquisitor community to set the record straight a little bit, because I think Pat is correct in that they are the bottom right now of the both most played and I think beloved of the tanks. But the Inquisitors I know are a ravenous, proud, and hardy bunch who fervently defend their class. And I respect it because I've played with Inks, and I will say that Inks fucking kick ass. And I think the tools that they bring, yes, they are niche. We'll start with that. Anti-mage. They have mana drain, they have spell ward, they have spellcast slow, chain stun. They're really good at knocking mages out of a fight. Resist aura, all those cool things. But I think that the community does not understand them yet. And when something is understood, what's that quote from Batman Begins? You always fear what you don't understand. You know,
That's from Batman. He invented that. Yeah.
Batman.
Mr.
Christian
Batman.
Bale as Batman. Mr. Batman said, "You always fear." No, it was the mafia guy, wasn't it?
No, it was Mr. Batman.
It was Mr. Batman. Mr. Batman said. So anyway, I think they are largely still being understood. They are the newest class in the classic EverQuest style game with Spellblade. And when things are not fully understood, and very few are 60, which, by the way, they are the lowest played. I was corrected on this. They are the lowest played, which is accurate. One of the big reasons they are the lowest played is because they are only human right now, I think, as of the last playtest. So only humans can be them. And so if people want to do different races, they want different
makes
flavor,
Yeah, it makes sense.
they're going to pick other classes. So I think that has contributed to the low ink play, and I think that's
That's
a fair
so
thing to
funny.
call
Can we
out.
drill down on that? Like some people play games to be different races. I when I play a human most of the time. Like this is probably one of the few games I don't play a human, but like it's funny to me that someone would be like, I am not playing that race because I can only be a human.
Oh, in our chat right now, Bear Lova. Hi, Bear Lova. Said my only issue with Ink right now is that being humans only. All these cool races in the class I want to play, I can't be any of them. So I think here's my hot take. The player type who's going to play this is going to be someone who wants to be cool, someone who wants to be like counterculture-y but still fit in and do the tank role, but they
Like a
want to be
Strokes
like the
fan?
hipster. Yeah, they drink their coffee black. You know, they're definitely a Strokes fan still in 2025.
White stripes.
And they want to be counterculture. And what's going to happen is, I think that mages are going to be a really problematic endgame. They're going to be really
Like from a
beloved.
misogynistic perspective, like we should cancel them. Problematic.
Yeah, they're just going to be problematic. I just think like mages are always going to be scary, I think. And I think they're the hardest to manage in groups, right? Like there's a lot of things that can go wrong with mages.
Or
Line
a
of sight,
priest
all that
class,
stuff.
A priest. So like, I think.
Yeah,
there's-
sorry, range.
Yeah, well, like a priest class, like who was like complete healing himself, if they can do that, or they gate away. Girl Dad is asking if they could be a viable main tank. I think the game would be like the class would be a failure if they couldn't be a viable main tank.
Yeah, for sure. And it seems, I mean, they have everything that you would like. They have taunts. They have there's like a torment. They have kicks and spell wars and mesmerize. They have silences. I would be shocked if they could not be a viable main tank.
And let's talk about the dividends that are going to pay off when people discover like, oh, cool, their kits are there, or oh, there's a mob that's like a really hard range DPS magic mob that we need an ink for. You're gonna be looking like this fucking dope ass Sith Lord.
Yeah.
They literally have a force fucking choke. You're gonna look like Darth Sidious, Darth Robocop out there, and the dividends, I think the dividends are going to come through big for people who invest in this class early. Buy stock now because stock's low and you're going to be a unique snowflake and you're going to be one of the only at the top. And I think people are going to love you once they figure out what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I have two things. I think you're 100% right in that there is no analog to this in EverQuest. There was no class like this. And this is for the players out there. This is a fighter enchanter hybrid. There was no class like that in EverQuest, and therefore, and because of that, there was no like encounter design. I mean, I wouldn't say there's like ever like a tailored encounter design in EverQuest. They just like threw shit against the wall and like figure it out. But you're right in saying that people don't have any memories of playing with these things from EverQuest, and 95% of the people who are playing Monsters and Memories are playing because they have memories from EverQuest. So you're right. I think they're both undervalued right now because their numbers in like super early, like pre-alpha, are lower than what they probably should be, and because people don't have like a nice box to fit them in. But I think if this is a game that's tailored for 1-2 group like quote unquote raid content, I guarantee you I guarantee you they're gonna have some of these NPCs or mobs that are you're gonna be like hard stopped without an Inquisitor there. One way as like either an off tank or a main tank on like this one thing can only be solved by fucking Inquisitors. And in the meantime, they're perfectly viable group tanks. They're perfectly viable to go into all the dungeons that any of the other tanks can go into. They may not be 100% as optimal or as efficient, but like you're not playing this game to be 100% optimal or efficient. Like you're just not, right? So
yeah, and it depends on, and like I think, and whether something is viable or not. Obviously, community plays a big part of that. But if you have a static, just play whatever the fuck you want, man. Like your friend group is going to dictate whether or not
Yeah.
it's viable, and it'll be fine.
I also think of these things in terms of what epics they're gonna get, and I'm like so excited to see what kind of epic they make for this class. I'm so excited
100%.
to see it.
Look at that.
If it looks
art.
like
That
this fucking
art is
character art,
dope.
yeah, the art looks so good. It's so good.
Yeah. That was also a big part of it. They look really fucking cool.
So
And there's
Honestly,
just-
just reading on the wiki through some of these spells, you're like, God, that's so awesome. Like there's so many useful things here.
Yeah,
and,
and I
like,
think
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry. They're just like they're gonna be super anti-caster, but there's tons of other stuff they can dispel, they can purge stuff off, like they can purge beneficial stuff off of a target. They can also cure or remove spells, like harmful spells off of allies. They have they can shroud a target with invisibility, so I can give you haste. You can
Oh,
see.
yeah, they did just pick up haste. Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a while there where they didn't have haste.
Yeah,
Which is big.
I can cast haste on people. There's like like there's glaze, which I saw you could see invisibility and stuff like that. Like which is there's I mean, how many times are we going to be in a spot where you need to be able to see invisible targets that are probably casting on you and ready to wreck you? So I think that they are niche, but I think they're going to end up being extremely necessary and beneficial. So whether or not they can be the viable main tank, to me is kind of like irrelevant. Like I can tank well enough, but you're gonna want me regardless.
Yeah, I just also think there's something to be said, and this is me being this is me gushing about these old school type games where um, there are two very distinctly important bars, mana being the second one and often overlooked, and Inquisitors are essentially like a light. They bring a mana regen, which is important. Like that's a good thing to have, like that is, and that keeps your healers topped off. It keeps, everyone going. I mean, it obviously doesn't do a ton as far as like game changing in the moment, but it reduces downtime. And yeah, I think that was one of the things that drew me to like, I'll gush about Necro too for a second, but being, or Enchanter, which Inquisitors are a hybrid of, is being able to be a mana battery for people is very important. Yes, you don't necessarily like health obviously drops to 0, you die, but mana drops to 0, you're also in trouble, and it's probably not long before your health drops to 0. So like having someone who's mana focused too, I think is super important. I guess the question will be, how different will they remain from an Enchanter? And I think that is the fear of the Inquisitor community, is that they maintain their class identity or uniqueness enough such that an Enchanter, which I think a lot of folks will want to be, will still make you unique enough to be able to have you in a party with an Enchanter. And I think that'll tell the tale.
Think so?
Yeah, I think that's the big that's the big, besides obviously the kit being relatively like low understanding, and not a lot of folks have played them. I think that the overlap with Enchanter, and this is with all hybrid classes, is it's perfect. Ranger. Yeah, I think like the key with all the hybrid classes are going to be like, are you going to be unique enough in your shtick to not be replaced by an expert in your shtick?
It's a good question. Yeah, you wouldn't be mad if a Shadow Knight and a Necro were in the same group. You wouldn't be mad about a Cleric and a Paladin in the same group. Would you be mad about an Inquisitor and an... I doubt it. I mean,
not mad. I don't think anyone's gonna be mad.
I mean, mad, I'm using hyperbole.
But it's like if you have a choice between Shadow Knight and Inquisitor to bring, and you already have an Enchanter, does the Inquisitor bring enough to not pick the Shadow Knight? Or to make it an even trade? Or do you just go, no, I have an Enchanter, why would I take an Inquisitor? And I think that's like
possible. That's possible. But that's also...
I think that's the fear.
I think that's possible. But like, also, if you don't have a haste class in your group, then you're like, grab the Inquisitor, bro. We all want haste because it gives us all a 10% damage boost, which is like much better than what the Shadow Knight can do, right?
Yep.
Just think of like holistic damage. If you have a Cleric as your healer, and you don't have a CC class, which means you don't have a haste class, then get the Inquisitor as a tank because that motherfucker's casting haste on all your melee. Maybe I don't know. Do they have Tranquility? Do they have the monitoring?
They do.
That would be insane.
They do.
So like, that would be big. Like that's a real big getter for them. I think it's a lower likelihood because you're probably gonna have there's probably gonna be more shamans in the game than in EverQuest. There's probably gonna be more enchanters, but like, I don't know. That's pretty appealing.
I just think like, I think that would be the fear of the Inquisitor. I think player is like, oh, like if an Enchanter's in the party, they don't bring me. But again, I think to your point, I don't think Enchanters quite do the same thing with their kit that an Inquisitor would do, as far as like being the anti-mage you would ask an Inquisitor to be.
Well, yeah, you would have to, as an Enchanter, you have to like make a conscious decision to not do other things you could be doing to like drain mana and do all these kind of things. Like you kind of like pick what you're doing in a class, in a group as an Enchanter. And because Inquisitor can only do that thing, they're going to do only that thing. Right? They're going to be
Yeah.
draining mana. They're going to be focused. Like as an enchanter, I'm not like paying attention to like stunning casters, you know, because I'm like paying attention to all the group mates. But the Inquisitor better be. They
Yeah,
better be
right.
stunning the shit out of things.
Right.
That's cool. I'm pretty hype on Inquisitor. I am really happy that you want to play one, Pat. 'Cause I'm happy that I'll know one.
Yeah, it's
Same.
I don't say that facetiously.
Yeah, no, I think it's the amount that it can bring, and I do think that makes perfect sense too. When you're like, well, why would we bring the Inquisitor if we have the Enchanter? Like we want, because you're gonna want both, because
Yeah.
one's likely gonna be focused on one thing and one can be focused on the other. Like there's like AoE silences and stuff like that. Like there's tons of stuff that you're gonna want both of them for. And if one person's focusing on just mana burning, then the other one can focus on stopping them from casting altogether until the mana's out. You know, something along those lines. Like they'll work in tandem with each other.
And one thing I'm going to say that's going to be polarizing, so I'm going to go back and piss off the community again like we did last time after I saved it.
Hold on,
I
hold on.
think I think Inquisitor is going to have the highest skill ceiling there. I said it.
Is
Yeah.
this thing on?
I think the best players are going to be Inquisitors. I think
I'm
of the
getting good at these
tanks,
drops.
Inquisitors are going to be the highest skill ceiling, and the reason I say that is because the second, like, kicks in general are a skill that weren't necessarily a thing you had to have. Like in WoW, mandatory to know kicking and how to, like, you kicking rotations at high level stuff and all that. EverQuest, that wasn't really a thing. It was nice to have. Jesse,
Yeah.
am I wrong?
No, you're right. No, you're right.
In this game, I think it's going to be pretty important because you can see the cast bars and you understand what people are doing a little more clearly than you would in EverQuest. Kicking is going to be a thing, and silencing is going to be a thing. Because of that, I think Inquisitors are going to have to be watching a lot more than the fight that's in front of them, more so than
Yeah.
a tank would.
Let me like asterisk that. If you saw a mob casting a heal spell or a gate spell and someone didn't interrupt it, you'd be like, you're all fired. You'd be like the guy next to you fight, like minus 200 DKP. So, like, that's the only time you'd really be super concerned about interrupting.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah,
Any more
I think like
Inquisitor talk?
endgame, as they put bosses and stuff in, and we start seeing some like endgame content. Because again, I have zero experience endgame. I don't know what that content is like. I know folks who have experienced it. It doesn't sound like anyone was begging to have an Inquisitor there, but I think as things go and we understand how boss fights work and stuff, I just think Inquisitors are gonna have, with their anti-mage kit, are gonna have a lot to worry about and a lot to have skill expression.
Wow,
with.
if we have an Inquisitor, should I play an Enchanter? This change.
This is the party comp dynamic.
Here's something that I don't know, and
Wow.
I'm very curious about as I'm reading the spell list between the Inquisitor and the Enchanter, and there's a lot of overlap, right? But they have different names.
Better
Would
versions.
would they stack?
No, probably not. What? So like,
I don't
chances
know.
are debuffs. No. So generally, all debuffs, whether they be Shaman debuffs, which is called X, or like Enchanter debuffs, which could be called Y. Maybe it's like Enfeeble and like Make Weak. Those two
Yeah, right.
examples. They generally
Enervation
won't
and-
stack.
yeah.
The only time you'll see a stacking thing that's sort of in the same family is if a bard is also doing it. So, for example,
So it's a different kind of
so
debuff.
like they will also have like a debuff. Let's say an enchanter has a strength debuff, a shaman has a strength debuff. They're two different spell lines. They do the same thing. They generally won't stack. I'm sure there'll be exceptions to that rule. So, like having a shaman and a shaman and an enchanter cast those things, only one of them is going to land and stick. But if you have a bard also doing a strength debuff, that will likely stack.
But what if?
Same for group haste, though.
What
if?
So just be aware of the fact that, like, if you as like an Inquisitor haste somebody, the bard is also doing haste. That stacks.
Yeah.
But I think that's good. You don't want them to stack because it allows you to do different things. Like,
Well,
enchanters can do so many different directions.
Well, yeah, true, but I mean, here's just for example, there's one where it's like the Inquisitor is called Magic Fracture. It would lower the resistance by 16 or something like that. And then you go to Enchanters, and theirs is called Magic Shatter, which would lower it by 20. If those were to stack with each other, lowering it by a total of 36, and then your spellcasters just go ham.
That would be a departure from
fucking
EverQuest. I would be here
awesome.
for it. I would love it. That would be a departure from the EverQuest design, and maybe
Yeah.
they're doing that.
That would be awesome.
That would be neat.
Only one way to find out.
Only one we got played 60.
All right, let's go on to
It's
our.
monsters and memories time, baby.
Was there a
go,
fifth tank?
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Did you add a fifth tank?
Let's
A
go.
Ranger.
You added.
In EverQuest, Rangers were the classic. There is no one else here to do it. I guess the Rangers are gonna do it.
It's like tank adjacent.
I don't think they're.
Is that what you were doing
Yeah,
just
yeah.
before? Oh my god!
Yeah, yeah.
I thought we were done. That's why I was like,
No.
what are we doing? Talking
No. So I don't think that they'll never tank a raid. They'll never be a main tank in a real dungeon. But outdoor zones, it's like the no one else is here. The Ranger can do it. Such like that. He's the next best thing. Now I don't know if Rangers are like leather because in EverQuest they were chain. But I think they might be leather based in this game, and like Rogue is chain. Whether or not that matters, I don't know. But like, I just wanted to throw this here as an also ran. Don't make a Ranger if you want to be a tank.
People will be asking you to tank as like okay, I guess Ranger can tank. Although when I was leveling, a Ranger jumped in, and I don't care, man. Like
Yeah, but like after
just watching
30,
the
things get real
campfire.
sticky. Like it's like it gets real rough. All right,
Yeah,
I think
there's a
that,
difference between like a tank and you can wear leather and the rest of us can wear cloth, so you tank.
yeah, it's the one-eyed man is the
Yeah.
king in a blind world.
keep going.
That
He's got it.
covers the tank analysis.
Yeah.
This is the first part of a longer mini series, so hopefully you guys will join in for the additionals. We're gonna hit Ranger, I guess, for DPS when the time comes around for that.
We'll do it for all of them.
We'll just throw a Ranger and
Just
everything.
throw a Ranger for all of them, and we'll give the same exact recap we gave for tank for every other
Yeah,
thing.
That's sort of right. That's sort of right.
I mean,
Yeah.
as according to the class, wiki, there's 9 DPS, or everything else is like 3 to 4.
I'm gonna split up
Then it's
DPS.
9 DPS.
Yeah, there's a lot out there.
It's gonna be a long episode.
Well, DPS is like, it's a catch-all. There's ranged, magic.
Do you guys want to talk
Melee.
class comp now? Oh, hold on, we got another.
Yeah,
we got a question.
let's take a few minutes to talk. I'm gonna throw a wrench right now. I don't think I'm feeling shaman anymore. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
Can we kick him out of the?
Well,
Hold on, let me.
we got the question from Bear Love. If anybody
Oh,
read
Bear
that.
Love. I'm going to play on the PvP server, so I'm also kind of interested in how it performs in PvP. December playtest is the first time I played the game, and most of the PvP we ran into were like archers. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Also only got to level 10. Yeah. Was there a question in there, Pat? that you saw,
No,
or-
sorry, I
Oh,
just saw the comment. I guess that they were just interested in see. So I don't know if we can try and I don't know, hopefully give some insight into that. It doesn't seem like Inquisitor is going to be great for range DPS unless that range DPS is a caster. It seems
That'd be a
something
fun niche.
like the Shadow Knight and the Pally both have. Although I mean, you can mez them, right? You can.
Yeah, they'll
put 'em to
lock
sleep,
like if
try and lock them
if
down.
I'm a Inquisitor, I'm going after the cleric or I'm going after the healer.
Yeah.
Obviously, everyone should be doing that, but like you're doing it in a much more sort of targeted. I'm taking your mana, I'm mezzing you, I'm stunning
Yeah.
you way. I would hate to be going against an Inquisitor. I bet that would be very challenging to counter as a caster. If you're a group, if you're like a monk and a rogue and a ranger.
Well, I think
and
the
you can just
archer
kite- you
pull.
can just
if
kite
you're-
them.
Yeah, if you run into a lot of archers, I don't think any tank's gonna
Yeah,
fare
you're done.
super well from the sound of it.
Oh, paladin, because you can probably root him. Like,
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
really can't kill a paladin. So
Well, you just
Well,
gotta outlast their mana, right?
It would be the
So
same
boost
thing.
them up.
You burn the Paladin's mana. I would probably win that
Yeah.
fight.
but he realizes what's going on. And he runs away. Yeah.
Don't
All
tell
right.
him
So
I
you
feel
don't
like
wanna- you
anything
don't
with a
wanna play
mana
sh-
bar, though, you're probably gonna be salivating. If you're running.
You don't want to play a shaman.
Shimon. It's not that I don't want to go on record saying I don't want to play Shimon. I like Shimon. I just I was in like my 1000th group for AC, and I I was like, is there more to life than this? I don't know. But like I don't know if that's a feeling I would have for every class, you know? Like I was just given I was giving out sows or sows. I was throwing out heals. And then like I do really shitty damage with my maul or I throw out some dots. But like I think the key thing, the big thing that feels missing right now or, you know, lately has been dot damage, right? Like it just feels like enemies take a long time to kill and my dots don't do enough. So I just feel very ineffective. And soloing feels like I can't do it right now. And that was a big detractor for me because like when groups aren't around, I'm literally just learning crafting skills. And that's my day.
Which has value in and of itself.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I'll be great at making rings, but
I think
Yeah.
you're right though. Shaman has a long life of buffing people and slowing bad guys.
and it was fun. It was fun at first. And like I think the things that I really liked about Shaman, and this was the hour 1 versus hour 1000 conversation, right? It's like how you feel in hour 1, hour 10 is going to feel very different the 100th time you put on you answer the call and go out in the field. And like the things I loved about Shaman and all their utility, all of the stuff they bring, I just found that I was like playing with my spell book more than I was playing the game. And I was just like swapping spells out constantly and sitting down re-memorizing things constantly. I was like, I kind of just want to just do a thing. But yeah, I don't know. I it might just be a little bit of ennui, but I don't know. End rant.
I think what excites me the most about this game is how like unique, even though like there's a lot of class overlap, like you still want to have like every class will bring something to the table. So like you can get like a mishmash of classes, and even if they can do similar things, having more than one of them is never a bad thing. So I find that to be very cool, and like you can
I would
have,
hate to have 2 shamans in a group.
I can tell you I was with 2 shamans. I think that was the worst feeling, was 2 shamans. I've had 2 druids in groups. I've had I wish I'm putting it in the universe. I know the devs won't hear me and I know it's balanced such, but I feel like shamans should be capable melee priests because they put themselves in harm's way. They're chain wearers. They're
That's
a little
the
bit
cleric niche, man.
tankier.
They have a
That
fair-
fucking kills me, man, because I'm like shamans have haste as a buff
else
in
do
their kit.
clerics
And it
have?
doesn't synergize 'cause I can't fucking hit anything.
Yeah.
I just want to hit shit. So I was a little bit upset about that. That I was like a full caster in
For-
chain.
for the record, I wasn't talking about class stacking.
Oh,
I was
sorry. Go
talking
ahead.
about you could have one of everything, and even if those 2 classes are capable of filling the same role, you'll find yourself doing different things.
Oh, okay. I see.
Oh yes. That is very fair.
And
True, but if I'm
I think that's cool.
true, yeah, I don't disagree. It is true. Having a shaman and an enchanter. This is what I was wrestling with today. Having a shaman and an enchanter in the same group. The Venn diagram has quite a bit of overlap in terms of
Really?
I think like the only thing an enchanter does differently is charm and CC, right? But all the buffs all the buffs that an enchanter brings are better from a shaman. Your slow
What?
should technically be better. Yeah.
No.
Except for tranquility, except for mana regeneration.
Yeah, that's huge.
Okay, so it's like a
You don't
buff
really
bot
need it.
class. Yeah. I mean, you do.
Yeah.
I'm
You
just
do.
fucking with you.
But like the
That's
question
huge.
is like
You're a
it's not
mana
like
healer.
it's not like let's not. Well, so is Necro, right?
Necro is too. I agree. So here's the thing. Like I think the problem I've also felt with Shaman is like their heals are really, I will say right now, brutally spread out in my opinion. Like I'm in a heal, like I haven't gotten a new heal in almost 2 tiers at this point, and I hear it gets worse as you get higher level. Like you're in a drought from 40 to 52. You're using level 40 heal.
Yeah, I remember as a cleric in EverQuest, it was like you got a new one at 14, and then a new heal at like 20, either 24 or 29. It was brutal.
Yeah.
It was not
and
good.
in a group with a cleric, I will say I had class envy. I just always have class envy where I'm like, a cleric was like, healing for much more efficiently. Like that's the jam though. That's the trade-off. I get the trade-off because I bring a lot of buffs. But then I was like, my buffs, my gameplay just didn't feel super impactful. And I was like, I can't hit things. My dots suck. So I'm just here giving speed of the wild and making sure haste and minor regen and
Yeah.
everything's topped off, and I go and whiff for 20 minutes while the tank does all the work, and I go, good job, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sure it gets it's still early. We're still 20.
Play a ranger, bro.
No, God no.
You get speed of the wild.
I think that I'm
You do
pushing
a little
You
myself.
heal.
you could tank.
You get
I'm-
tank.
I'm pushing myself towards necro, but I was just like I'm committing to the shaman. I'm like, hey, this might be just awkward teens type deal, Maybe
Well,
they hit
are
their
you
stride a
also
little bit.
like obviously this is like when we're
Because you get a pet at 32,
Yeah, when we get to like the pre-early access, like this is probably the biggest video we're gonna do. It's like, what am I choosing? Because like we will have to sort of
Yeah.
figure out what we want to play. I guess and let me know if you guys gotta go because we're sort of at time. But I guess the thing is like we should probably, because we three will probably form the core of like the Friday night group, right? Or the other
Yeah.
other two guys in our podcast logo may or may not show up. May or may not show
One
up.
will always be having work done to his house, and one will
Yeah,
just never
just
show.
Do a meal
Yeah.
prep. I like that he's the discourse about the podcast. It wasn't I listened to it. It was I like discourse about the podcast. So we should have a core. Like we three should be a core.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Pat
And
was
I-
talking cleric. Pat's dropping cleric talk, and he's pushing me to necro.
Pat, you're considering cleric?
That is definitely something I am considering for sure.
Wow. Well, so that wasn't real. That wasn't an attack on me. That wasn't like a you got to feel it in your heart kind of thing.
No,
You were
I
actually
mean,
thinking cleric?
I'm definitely considering cleric. I do like the idea of starting the summoning res service and making $1 billion.
I don't think you should. No, if you want to make money, you do teleports.
I think
You
you're
play a
wrong.
druid or a
I think
wizard.
you're really underestimating how bad people don't want to re-level and go
I
get their corpse.
We
And we
hit
can bring it to
56 on my
you
cleric,
and
and I
res
was
you.
like, now is the money gonna start rolling in, and I got like 1 or 2 reses for like 100 platinum each, which is not a lot of money
But
at that
Can we
level.
print on shirt?
but
Can we print on shirts? Now is the money gonna start rolling in?
yeah,
That's a great catchphrase.
I was like, this is my vibe when I hit 56. I thought I'd be rolling in the dough because there was a cleric HP buff called the symbol line, which took like a 30 platinum fucking reagent to cast, and it burned the regent every time you casted it. So yeah, you were always like poor as a cleric, the poorest caster. Anywho,
Even more than
I would love it
Necro?
if you played cleric, dude.
yeah, I am definitely strongly considering that as well. I guess it super depends on what the state of Inquisitor is going to look like. If I get to like 15 or 20 and I'm like, this is just brutal, then I will probably start really considering doing a cleric. Or I could probably also be doing both. If we save like a core tune for Friday night game nights, and then while I'm playing by myself throughout the week or something, I can
Yeah.
side level. So at least if I do decide to do a swap, it's not like I'm starting from 1 and I can just swap and slot
Yeah.
right in.
Side piece.
But
Yeah.
you said back in your EverQuest cleric days of resing, the thing that we can do, like, I mean, you could have a guy who died across the fucking world. I don't really have any feel for how big this world is going to be.
Pretty
so this
big,
could
dude.
be this could be like
35-minute boat ride
yeah,
between cities.
this
Big.
this could be like a 10-hour corpse run, and we have the ability to like bring it right to your feet and then res you for it.
Well, you still got to get there. It's
You still gotta
zone-
be in the
it's
zone, man.
wide. Yeah,
I'm just saying,
it's-
we instead of having to go through the
You
thick
want to
of
be the
the
wrecking
shit
crew?
to get it, you don't have to hire a full team to go get you. We'll get you right at the
recoverers,
zone
yeah,
entrance,
the
and then
wreckers.
we'll res you.
I'm
you
a
just
huge
stay parked there.
fan of people who just are bright spots in gaming communities. I think EVE Online has these types of humans, but there's a game called Elite Dangerous. And I was talking about the fuel rats in Elite Dangerous, where like they literally have a Discord. They have like a help thing that you can call. It's like AAA. Literally, they have a full website and everything.
Yeah.
Where if your spaceship runs out of fuel, you can call them and they will show up free of charge. They have done multiple hour excursions with handoffs of like slingshotting off each other, like epic saves of people's vessels. And I was like, oh yeah, it'd be fun to like be you just call like 1-800 Corpse Boys and Corpse Boys go and get you.
Yeah, they go get you.
You need a druid, you need a porter, so you need a wizard or a druid to port. You need your necro, you need your cleric. Like that would be the.
We gotta get a wizard. We gotta get a wizard. But like that's a bad leveling trio.
That's an outdoor leveling trio group. Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's.
So I know for sure that I'm not going to play a straight up DPS class. I will either be tanking or healing. It's going to be one or the other.
Wow. Well, that means shaman's in jeopardy for me for Friday nights. I can still run shaman on my own. But Speed of the Wild is just so nice to have. It
Yeah,
really
for
is.
sure.
But honestly, I like when I've been playing. I'll be real. Like I didn't feel special having Speed of the Wild. Like I feel more like
A lot of
I'm-
people have it. A lot of classes.
so
have
many
it.
classes have it. It's very readily available at banks, and no one's charging for it either. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I am like I'm racing people to give Speed of the
Yeah.
Wild versus like feeling useful, And like I think that was a big gut punch for me.
The only ready money maker is plat is porting, and
Yeah.
the idea is you give at least like 1 gold or 1 plat. I don't know how that conversion is, but like every level you are is 1 plat in a request. So if you're level 60, you give 60 plat for a port,
Holy shit.
which is quite a lot. Not
That's
not
a
an
lot.
not an insignificant amount. Obviously, you can not do that. They'll say like tips appreciated, but that's just sort of the general going rate. And there's whole guilds in P99 called Dialaport, where it's just all druids and all wizards, and you'll just slash who all Dialaport, and you'll find someone, and they'll come get you.
Like the
Yeah.
like the Corpse Boys.
Yeah, it's just porters. It's
I love that.
It's a group of porters.
I love
And
that.
that's just how people make like passive income like that. So, I mean, maybe there's a future for the Corpse Boys,
Body Boys.
the Body Boys.
That'd be Body Boys.
Body
What do you think?
bros.
What do you think of Jesse? And is Enchanter your number one right now? You had to pick today.
It's really hard to deny the capability of Enchanter soloing, and I think that's going to be very important for me to keep up with you guys, unless we're like really religious about Friday night game night boys, Fridays for the boys. Then I'll play sort of whatever. That sort of opened up the door for me. But if there is like any externalized pressure to like, hey, you got to level up so you're sort of with the boys, then I sort of have to play Enchanter because right now, not with in the open betas, it's very easy. It's very predictable to level up an Enchanter very quickly. Like, and in like short bursts. Like I have a 15-minute window. I can just bang through some, like I can just solo.
Watch
I think
Top Gun.
Yeah. Well, no, you can't watch Top Gun. You're 100% focused. So you cannot work while you're
Oh.
doing it.
I'm out.
So you can't be fucking, you can't be like dilly-dallying like that.
So that's what I'm saying about Inquisitor, right? Like I feel like that's what Ink is gonna be for a tank, Like there's gonna be an element of that, and like that actively turns me off. Like
Oh, that sounds
Enchanters.
fun to me.
You love Enchanter's one of those classes where I'm like, that looks really fun for that person. I'm glad I know them.
Yeah.
Good luck. High skill ceiling.
But if we have a static, like 3 Fridays a month or something like that, and like leave the 4th Friday for the wives, then it's gonna be, then it sort of opens it up for me. Fuck, I'll be a ranger. Yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
Be an archer.
Ranger would be big.
No, I wouldn't be a ranger for that.
tanky boy.
Talked himself out of Ranger instantly.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Pat?
I said, well, if you're gonna tank, then I'll go cleric.
I wouldn't. I like tanking. I like tanking in this game.
Oh, that was just a ranger joke.
But I think your hype. Oh, sorry. I think you're obviously deep Inquisitor, and I'm not deep any of the tank classes in the same way that you're deep Inquisitor.
Yeah.
So I think the
I'm
default.
really pumped about it. I think it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think the default is for you to be tanking with the Inquisitor, and I'm like, I want to build a group around that, which is like why I'm hesitant. Like, oh, maybe Enchanter isn't the play here, because
Yeah.
our tank will have some CC, like a baseline level of CC, and I'm really afraid of playing an Enchanter where like 35% of the CC is handled. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, maybe a bard then. Maybe bard's where you land.
I know, that
Oh,
was sort of my secondary. That was my secondary.
why'd you stop playing Bard? Because you rolled the Bard initially, didn't you?
So I wanted to get the Enchanter to a decently high level to get like an idea of it, and then go to Bard. And I'm gonna
Oh.
like my Bard's pretty low level, but now I'm gonna go back to him and see if I can sort of handle it. The problem with the Bard is just so many buttons. You're just constantly hitting buttons.
Yeah.
I'll say I'd like
APM.
to I'd like to get more practice in on the Inquisitor and then have a much more finite answer for when the game comes out of exactly what I want to play. But only 2 out of 3 of us have a key.
Yeah, we'll get you in there, buddy.
We'll work on that.
Help
TBD.
Please.
Yeah. I
Devs,
mean, Monk is
please.
appealing. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Monk's appealing. I thought you were worried about Monk last time.
I am worried about Monk, but it's appealing.
It's 'cause you love it.
Spellblade is appealing in the same way. Like, I don't like. I wish they would either cut Spellblade or change it entirely.
Wizard sounds hot take. Wizard sounds more Spellblade than Spellblade right now.
Dude, I think
They're like
Wizard-
blade dancing. They're coming in.
I think
they're getting
Wizard would
procs
be-
with their sword. And
Like
then,
if there was a class that I was going to play that's a DPS, it would 100% be Wizard.
Oh,
and
wow,
I wouldn't be
interesting.
close. Yeah. 100%.
Interesting.
really?
Yeah, I wouldn't play any of the melee DPS. I would 100% Wizard. They're just
I-
the
I'll be
utility for Wizards alone. Just the quality of life stuff they get it's unbelievable, man.
I can't. Yeah, I don't disagree. I've like they're in like my top 5 of like classes to play.
Besides port, what do they get? Port and gate.
Well, yeah, port and gate, and I don't. Do they make their own food and water like they do in WoW? But
Yeah, shamans do that.
yeah,
I-
I just
Like a
Almost
lot.
all the
and
wisdom.
I think clerics. do
All
too.
the wisdom casters can do that.
Yeah.
Let me read. This is my WoW brain telling me that how insane mages are. And I
They're
know,
not
like,
the super class
Yeah.
like a mage is a hero class, and wow.
I'm sure that like I'm sure that just the gating and porting alone is going to be so unbelievably
Those are
good.
big,
And
yeah.
it's also a money maker that just you don't have to do anything, you just have it.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
I think
yeah,
you're right
let
about
me-
that. I think
let me
there's-
read. Let me read.
I
some
think
of
they're
these
they're
spells quick.
AOE. They're AOE. I think they're one of the only classes that can AOE effectively, which is big.
I think you're right. Yeah. I think you're right.
Because they got like blanket of fire and stuff, which is it's dope. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious because I'm like wizard. I think is the class I would like. If you're like Musto, you're gonna play every class but one.
Like here's
Like a
here's
reverse
spell.
draft. I would never play a wizard ever. I would happily nix it from the game. My
are you saying?
game.
What are you
A
saying, Pat?
spell they get at level 55 called Evacuation, which evacuates their group, relocating them to a safe location in the current zone.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
That's cool. So like if you're in a dungeon, shit's going south. You're deep in there. That's cool.
Translocate your target to their bind location. Greater
Okay.
invisibility.
Oh,
Yeah.
you can gate someone else.
Yeah, it's called translocate. You can send them home, which
That's
is huge.
big. You get
Yeah.
melee classes now get a gate with a wizard in the
Which is
party.
big. Yeah,
That's
it's big, man.
huge. Okay,
It's so
okay, I stand
annoying that
corrected.
some of these classes have like really cool things,
Yeah.
and like you got to choose
Okay.
one.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
This is
think
like a
about
500-hour leveling process. Like you ain't gonna play 2.
that. Oh man, it's
Let's,
hard out there.
Let's
what's our
call it
current-
there.
What's our
Yeah.
current party comp? We should put a party comp slide. Today's party comp is I
Yeah,
think we're shaman,
next-
enchanter,
Next week will
inquisitor,
be something
right?
different.
I'll tell you what, Druid's also very close to me, but the unique snowflake concern is there as well. And I couldn't play a Druid if you were playing a shaman because we'd have 2 healers. It'd be useless. It'd be stupid.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, if you want to play, I mean, Druid
So,
also crosses my radar as one.
The
I'd play.
easiest swap for me is like I play a Druid because they can solo very effectively. They can charm solo, blah 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 blah. They can and I become the healer. You transition to the necro, the DPS support, and Pat doesn't change. I have to get over myself with being a druid because everyone's a druid, and being a healer primary role, which I'm not sure I want to be. So that's a hurdle.
True, dude. Again, I like. It feels like in the current state of the game, this is always current state. It will change a lot. Druids and shamans languish really bad in the 40s with healing. It's such that where they're like, I don't think they solved the EverQuest thing for clerics or the Bay right now.
Yeah, that's scary.
Very scary, and you won't know until 400 hours in. There, you're like, I
Yeah.
can't heal. Like literally, a shaman in my guild was like, I'm in my 50s, and I just like couldn't heal a pull, straight up. Like I couldn't main heal a pull.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
that's really
scary.
scary to find out multiple hundreds of hours in. So
Jig, 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 jig.
Cadillac.
Yeah, that's real good.
I mean, that's reasonable.
Anyway.
If we have a static, then you got it. Like a cleric is tough to beat, man. Like
I know. It's I'll figure it out.
out.
Today,
All right.
today's party cop: shaman, enchanter, inquisitor.
This has been. I'm gonna probably cut all this shit out of the actual YouTube. But this has been the live stream. Thanks everyone for joining us.
Yeah, thanks a lot,
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for the questions, Bear Lava and PGH Girl Dad, and
Yeah.
big thank you to Biscuit, our GM from Flavortown, and gave like some really cool feedback on stuff. We had a lot of comments on Reddit too, from Magicot9, who he really stood up and defended Inquisitors, and I bought into that. So
Yeah.
changed my perspective today. But yeah, thanks for all the comments and
Also,
engagement.
we're gonna do probably more in depth on this, but there's a new player guide from a community member called Flourishing, which I'll share in the doobly doo in the YouTube video for folks. It's like mandatory reading, in my opinion, for anyone considering playing this game, even if you're experienced, and definitely a mandatory reading for non-EverQuest players. So he's doing like all kinds of class guides. Bear Lava, there's no late, man. Thanks for being on time. Yeah, I'll say my goodbye, and I'll let you guys say your goodbyes as well, and then I'll close this out with a song.
Well, thanks again for joining, guys. Hopefully we entertain you. Maybe you learned some stuff, and we're gonna keep going with the next group of classes and groups. So we got healers to go, DPS to go, CC to go. Tune in.
Yeah, what he said. And yeah, thank you for the engagement. Appreciate y'all. We're going to change our class every fucking day. So if you think you're coming here to get like bona fide class decisions and how you should think, things are going to change in the game a lot, and so are we. So buckle up.
Indeed. Thanks all.
Get in here. It's my